Chair, I'm ready to go for action.
Oh,
Oh, good.
okay,
She wants to get out of here.
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'd like to move the approval of Diane Gibson Gray for the chair for the Board of Education. Motion in place.
Do I have a second for that?
I didn't put that in here, did I?
I will make a second for that.
Okay.
Discussion.
I just think that at this point, I would prefer that trustee Sawyer White become the board president, just based on the fact that she hasn't gotten to be the board president at all. And in the last year, she's gone to a ton of different trainings. I think I've just seen a huge growth in her, knowledge of what's current in the district in terms of what's going on at the state, what's going on at the county. I think Trustee Gibson Gray, she obviously brings a wealth of experience, being that she's been on the board for, 9 years now. But she has been very supportive, I think, as a VP. And so I think at this point, it's just out of fairness, time to give somebody else a shot at being in the leadership position on this board.
Any other discussion?
So can I make a motion then that,
We have a motion on the
Yeah,
table.
we have one. We
Yeah.
have to take action.
okay.
We gotta take action on this motion, and then whatever, based on that. But do we have any more discussion on the original motion of Diane being president?
Call for the motion.
I just,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I just thought that there would be some consideration. Well, I'm not surprised. But I would like at least Ellie to nominate her for VP, since I'm not going to be nominated. That's
a
all I have
different
to say.
point.
I know, I'm just saying.
No, I hear you.
Okay, to give someone else an opportunity. That's it.
Okay. Diane, anything?
Well, last year at our meeting, I wanted you to be vice president, Crystal, before you left the meeting, because I wanted you to spend a year growing. And I agree with Ellie, you have grown. But there's a different, it's difficult to run the meetings if you haven't been the vice president. And you see that I help Gary all the time. I would like you to be vice president this year, and I would like to help mentor you for the presidency if you're willing. That's what I wanted to do last year.
Okay, well, again, other districts, it's a rotating basis. I've been vice president. I hear what you're saying, Trustee Gibson Gray, but, we're in the 21st century, and I've put a lot into this position. And Ellie, so, even though she's new to the board, I just feel that we work well together. We attend sessions. My son is still in the district. I'm not retired. I'm very active in what's going on in my son's life, and it just would be a new direction. I mean, people are watching this on YouTube. My grandmother's 96. She's watching. And so I'm not surprised. Last year was a little different, and I just have a little more chutzpah. So that's just my suggestion. Ellie, I think should be vice president.
Yeah, and then another thing too, I get the idea of like, okay, you be the vice president and then you get to be the president, but to Trustee Sawyer White's point, she was the VP at one point. She's also completed the governance training, and she's also very, very active in advocating for AUSD at the state level, at the county level. She's going to things in other districts. She's constantly trying to learn, constantly bringing in that new, fresh perspective. And so that's one point, is just that I think that she's extremely qualified to be the president. And then the other point is just this fairness. We're on a rotating basis to say that, oh, it's going to be next year, it's got to be next year, it's got to be next year. Well, who's to say she's going to run again? Then she's not even going to have the opportunity, because, she'll term out next year. So, I don't see why we shouldn't be giving everybody a fair shot in this district, especially when we consider the fact that we have a high African-American student population here. And I think it would be amazing to have a strong Black woman in this position of leadership for our district. And it's, again, not to say that Trustee Gibson Gray shouldn't, obviously, she's been on this board for a long time. She brings an amazing amount of experience, but I would assume that she would still have, I mean, she's still going to be sitting on the board and still going to be giving us, you know, bringing that experience and still assisting. I mean, you know, I just think it's just, we all help each other out. So why not just give somebody else a chance to be in this position?
And I'm gonna go back to last year. I wanted Crystal to be the vice president, but she was upset and she walked out of the meeting. If she had stayed, that's what it would have been. She would have stayed in the vice presidency for one more year, and then she would be moving up. I mean, I know I'm old, I know I'm retired, I've gotten that point several times, but I'm the vice president, and you're saying you should move up. Well, at this point, yes, but I would like Crystal to be the vice president. That's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
in the discussion for me.
But then to say that everybody, I mean, to have one bad day and we're judging somebody based on one bad day where, you know, I mean, could you imagine feeling like you're being attacked for the way that you were born and the amount of melanin in your skin? And I can understand why somebody
take offense
would.
of that.
I
I object
that
to
she
that,
was
Mr. Chair.
not
I object to
saying
that
that.
statement.
No, I'm saying that that's why, that's how she felt and that's why she left.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Can we
Yeah,
finish it?
well, I mean,
I call for the motion.
but I was still in the
motion.
middle of it.
Motion is for Diane Gibbons Gray to be president for this next coming year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Diane's present. All right. But-
Can you state that for the record? There's two
Three, I'm sorry,
are
you're
those
right.
abstentions?
We have three, opposed.
We have 3-4. Do we have any opposed?
Or, no, abstain.
Abstain,
but, I mean,
opposed? Are you
wait,
saying yes or, the call for the vote, they just want, just wants to know your no vote.
But I didn't hear him ask that.
Yes, he did twice.
Let's do it again for the public. Motion for Diane Gibbons Gray to be president. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
No.
And with that, I'd like to nominate Crystal Sawyer-White for the office of vice president.
Second.
Any discussion?
How do you feel about it, Crystal?
I think you should have the opportunity. I nominate Ellie Holzhauer to be vice president. And again, this is not about leadership. This is
Yeah, no.
This is about, well, let me speak, please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this might be it. It's about the students. I just think that once they look at, leadership has changed, and it just really empowers some of the students. Again, I'm wishing for our graduates, students of color, to come back and teach in the districts. I have many visions, and it's not about me. So, yes, I'm nominating Ellie Holzhauser.
Motion on the floor. Just,
Okay.
are you willing to be vice
comment.
president?
No, I
yes or
decline.
no? So that one's, the motion dies because she's
Fair
not
enough.
willing to do it.
Okay, so do I have another motion?
Now you can go, Crystal.
Crystal?
I nominate Ellie Holzhauser to be vice president, please.
Do I have a second? I'll second that. Any comments? Okay, so we have a motion to have Ellie be the vice president. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
I have a 2-to-1 vote.
Didn't get a vote yet from Ms.
I'll-
Householder? or-
Yeah, I just figured I would abstain since it has to do with me.
It's okay to vote, actually.
Yeah,
You can
but I'll
vote.
abstain. Makes you uncomfortable.
Mary?
What's the
The
number?
vote was that
So it's 2-2.
Ellie would be
So-
I oppose.
vice president. You're opposed, so it did not pass. Okay.
With that, I'd like to make a motion for Mary Roach to be vice president. She has 40 years of experience, which includes running meetings of the school board, Robert's Rules of Order, the Brown Act, et cetera. So I nominate Mary for the vice president.
Do I have a second?
I'll give myself a second. I can do that.
Okay. So a motion and a second. All in favor for Mary being vice president, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
3-2 vote. Mary's vice president. C, election of board member liaison to Contra Costa County School Boards.
And I just want to remind the board that this was last held by trustee Rocha.
And can I make a mention that there was never a meeting I was called to, so I'm not sure how this position really works.
Well, I
So
think
I-
it
you know.
actually kind of fell by the wayside when a lot of
Then you're per-
seats
perfect call.
changed. But if you're still willing to be called if they hold a meeting, I would nominate you.
If there's
Mary
anyone
Rocha.
else that would rather do it, I mean, at this point, I don't need to be
A
hard.
position with no meetings, I might take it.
Whether you take it.
No, I'm kidding. I did it once and they
Does
had
anyone
one
have any
meeting.
objections to Mary continuing on the Contra Costa County School Board if and when they ever meet?
I don't think they will.
No, I made the motion to nominate her.
Okay,
Do we have a second?
Do I have a
Wait, didn't
second?
hear
I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
Guess I have to say myself hi.
Aye, okay, opposed?
No.
No.
No, okay, 3-2 vote for Mary. Election of board member, I'm sorry,